Hey everyone, this is Chappie Feeney, the product marketing manager here at Intense, and for today's video we're going to be going over how to adjust our flip chip on our Tracer 279. So let's get started. Alright, so to start this process we're going to remove the rear wheel and then we're going to be addressing our top link's lower hardware assembly. So this is essentially the only bolt we need to remove to gain access to our flip chip as well as remove the shock. So using a 5mm Allen, I'm going to loosen our D-lock bolt, slide our D-lock hardware out, make sure to take care to remove the dog bone and that it doesn't fall on the ground. Next, we're going to remove our hardware reducers. Those are just simply retained by a rubber O-ring. Once that's done, you can slide our D-lock shoulder bolts out of both sides. And from this point, we're going to take care in sliding our top link forward. We're going to grab a hold of these silver spacers just to make sure they don't fall and get lost. And then now the rear triangle is free from our top link. Now we're going to pull slack on our derailleur cable in our brake hose from the front, which is going to allow the rear triangle to drop down, which gains us access to our lower link's flip chip. So before we make any adjustments, let's take note of where we're currently at. So you'll see on the flip chip itself, right next to our bolt, you'll see the term high or low. So whichever word you can read correctly, in this case the word high, we know that's our current setting. So if we're in high, we want to change to low. So now we're going to use our 5mm Allen. We're going to loosen the titanium shock hardware bolt. We'll hold our flip chips in their current position. Slide our bolt out, and this side's non-drive side flip chip should come out with it. So in order to rotate this, we can leave this still on our bolt and just roll this around. So now the word low reads correctly. We'll also flip the chip on the drive side. All right, so with our flip chips oriented properly, we're going to go ahead and line the eyelet of our shock up with the lower link. We're going to slide our shock bolt into position. We're going to confirm our flip chip is oriented properly as we can read the word low, abbreviated word for that, and then we're going to go ahead and insert and start the threads of our shock bolt. Then we'll continue on with making our shock bolt snug with a 3-way, and then coming back with our torque wrench set to 16 Newton meters, we'll torque this bolt into position. As a note to the shock removal process, once we're here, we would simply be undoing the rear shock bolt, removing the trunnion bolts, and simply pulling the shock forward and out of the belly of our Tracer. All right, so now that we have made the adjustment to our flip chips, we're going to go ahead and roll our rear triangle forwards. We're going to push the slack of our cables back towards the front of the bike. We're going to grab our silver spacers, slide them into their existing spots within the top link. We're going to slide our rear triangle over those spacers. We're going to take our D-lock shoulder bolts, reinsert those. They do only go in one direction. Next is we're going to reinstall our spacer reducers on both sides. Again, those are just affixed via a rubber O-ring. Slide our small dog bone spacer between those reducer spacers. Then our D-lock bolt from the non-drive side over to the drive side. Again, that will only go in one way. And then our D-lock nut will go out on this side. And then come back with our torque wrench set at 16 Newton meters again and torque this bolt into position. Now with the top link reassembled and everything good to go, we just want to confirm the cable loop here. So make sure the cables are back in their original positions. All right, so there you have it. We have successfully completed the process to adjust the flip chip or remove our shock. If you have any questions in that process or need any assistance along the way, don't hesitate to reach out. We'll be more than happy to help. Thanks so much for choosing Intense.